Hello. So it's a normal video recording this time because it seems like something's against my Instagram recording again today. Tech issues happening. I already had to reboot my phone because my Instagram got stuck again, that I could not even go to my own profile again. And now it was not letting me record story videos, so I need to do it the traditional way. I have a few things that I want to talk about today. Happy Sunday, by the way. And yeah, these things are a bit similar to what I was talking about yesterday. As usual, I have had plenty of downloads and thoughts, so I'm just picking some of them that I feel that are most important today. And yeah, so this was coming to me that, as you are a sensitive empath, highly sensitive woman, Earth Angel, Starseed, Lightworker, you are also when men are trying to get attention from you or treat you in a toxic way, mistreat you in any way, disrespect you, abuse you, use you, you have to remember that, you are not here to be an object. You are not here to be silent when you are disrespected and mistreated. You have the right to speak up for yourself. And usually you have to do something to stand up for yourself. Of course, there's always a time and a place for boundaries and, for speaking your truth and all of that. But you cannot always be quiet and ignore, So listen to your intuition, listen to your body. When you encounter situations with difficult men, of course you need to take responsibility of your own energy, of your own self first, protecting yourself and taking care and all of that. But self-care is of course also ignoring the abuser or standing up for yourself and having your boundaries. But what I really want to say today is that, you're not here to be, silent. You're not a doll who cannot speak. You are here to be fully you and to express yourself. So if you cry, you cry. If you're angry, you're angry. If you're sad, you're sad. Whatever comes through when you are dealing with this, especially if you've been already abused by narcissistic people who were maybe from your family, and you are the black sheep of the family, and people have been blaming you and disrespecting you and disregarding your feelings and your rights, and they don't even know you as a as the whole being who you are, and they don't understand you. So this, all of this is so heavy. It's so heavy to carry that it's no wonder if you get angry and tired and exhausted, especially if you've been having this situation ever since you were a child, that you were not supported by your parents. I feel that so many people in this world are not supported, when they are growing up. They are not taught about healthy boundaries or healthy communication or anything like that. But then there are some of us who do the work. As we grow and evolve and, live our lives, we do the work. But then there are those who don't, who just keep on hurting others and themselves in the process, because you always hurt yourself too if you hurt someone else, and they forget this fact, and it's just so twisted. and so sick, and it's so sad, and it's really an illness to be spreading around all of that negativity. And God and Jesus would never want this to happen. Even that's very far from the Holy Spirit's energy. And what was really just coming to me very strongly today is that how I really crave for all of that peace and loving one another, respecting one another normally, communicating normally, instead of reacting in a negative way. But we also have to remember that anger and sadness and crying are normal reactions, especially when you are a sensitive being, especially when you are a sensitive empath, highly sensitive woman, and you have been abused by men, for example. So, because I could have died already, but I know that the power and God have been carrying me through, whether I realized it or not. But now I really just feel it and believe it more, because I'm at this point in my life. But this was just really coming to me today, that maybe this resonates with you, that you have to be setting your boundaries instead of being just quiet and silent and bottling up your feelings and emotions, because that is not healthy. That will cause you more illnesses, more sickness, more of that heavy energy within you that the devil likes, because the devil and the demons, they attach themselves to people who have these wounds within them. So do you want that for yourself? So it's a lot better to be choosing self-care, and communicating whatever it is that you need to communicate and let out. Of course, if you're dealing with a demonic entity, you're not dealing with a person, then you will really feel it and see it and sense it, that this is the case. And you have to believe it when it's happening, because that is the kind of person who only God can deal with, because that person is in that state if they have that demonic energy within them. So only praying to Jesus will help. You cannot fix or heal that person, and it's not your job. So of course you can only do your best, what you can do, what you want to say, what you can say, what you want to communicate. If you want to try to reason with them, or stand up for yourself. And of course it's good if you can ask for assistance from God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit before this is happening, before these situations happen. And I do recommend, of course, praying in the morning when you're just beginning your day. But yeah, it was just coming to me because I'm a woman, and I've been in these situations too many times in my life, when I was bullied and abused and all of that. So it left me very angry naturally, because it's healthy to be angry. It's not anything to be ashamed of anyway. So this is an important lesson, that because everything starts with you, everything starts within. So we always have to take responsibility of our own well-being first. And if you are a sensitive woman going through these things, and you're wondering, like, what should I do about it? So I'm just here to help you, And you have to remember that, you deserve good treatment. So, it's not normal to be attacked all the time and put down all the time, and living in fear and insecurity and anxiety and all of that. It's not normal. It's far from normal. And, life is too short for that. So sometimes we just have to do something, in order to change our lives, or, stop certain things from happening. So that is one of my goals, why I'm sharing my my thoughts and my story and everything that I'm meant to be sharing. But yeah, so you have to treat yourself as this entire being that you are. You're not a punching bag for other people. Sometimes we just have to demand respect. But again, healthy people will hear what you have to say. Healthy people will understand. They will change their ways. If there's something wrong, they will communicate normally. They won't yell at you. They won't talk over you, because they have manners. They have normal maturity as an adult. They have respect for you. So we should not be demanding respect. It's very draining. But again, if that person does not respect you, does not listen, does not change their ways or anything, it's like you are talking to an empty wall. And that is a big sign that you're dealing with a demonic entity. And only God can deal with them. And it's your job to, center and ground yourself back to peace and pray for assistance. Because you don't want to stay in those negative feelings, So it's important to get those feelings out in a healthy way. And from experience, I can say that really Jesus and God and Holy Spirit do help. They do help. I have felt the love and the peace in such a strong way that they help. And as sensitive empaths and highly sensitive people, we are, God's messengers, and we're just here to, be what we are. And there's nothing to be ashamed of, So rather have your boundaries than shame. Rather communicate than be afraid. So of course, face your fears as much as possible, but at the same time, have to remember that your own strength, whatever you can do, is limited in that way that God is more powerful, because God is our Father. So sometimes we have to let go and let God handle things, because our own strength is not, even though we are powerful and limitless beings, yes, in a sense, yes, we are, but that power also comes from the source, from God. And so, as human beings, our own strength and capacity to endure things and handle things is limited. So, yeah, I guess that was what I wanted to share right now in this video. My message for you sensitive women, my fellow sensitive women out there who are suffering with difficult men in your lives, because you should not be suffering because of them. It's not, it's not worthy of that. They are not worthy of that. They are not worthy of the attention, the reaction, the anger, the sadness, the tears, the crying. Even though you have to let it go, you have to feel what you feel if it happens, but they don't deserve it. So of course it's always better the sooner you can ignore and kick them out and walk away, and and especially of course if it's a random person who you don't even know, who's just trying to steal your peace and get to you in some way. So life is too short for that. So it's such immature toxic behavior, and likely this person has been taken over by a demon, so it's important to be paying attention.